Peace and blessings, family. This is your boy Gerald. It is Wednesday, the 7th of June, 2017. How is everybody doing? Yes, I'm back for a minute. I did not have, for some reason, the camera wasn't working, but that was okay because it didn't stop what was in my spirit to convey to you. So, how's everybody doing? I hope that your week is going well, sidestepping the negativity by grounding your feet, placing God first in everything you do. But most importantly, loving yourself. So how you been, family? Doing okay? I hope so. I know that there was a lot of people that were wondering, well, what the hell's going on, Gerald? I see the last couple of videos out, and I only had your voice. I didn't see you. Well, there could be many conspiracy theories out there, family, but I don't know what the case may have been. I'm not even going to feed into it, but I'm not going to ignore either. Because I've noticed that with restraints of how social media is structured, it is one of the biggest revenue making uh, vehicles that social media uses is advertising. And I've noticed that, which I was kind of shocked, that people were watching my videos and they actually did not like what I had to say. Now, the one thing I'm going to do and continue to do is speak my truth. I'm going to always see your worth. And with that, I'm going to offer clarity as I see it. Now, I understand that people are entitled to their opinions, and some choose to display it how they see fit, and some get rewarded for that. But on this channel right here, it's not about monetary gain. It's not about getting flooded with viewership or subscription because as day one, my position has always been the intended heart and intended mind will find this channel and they will listen to what I have to say. And guess what? Not everything that I convey, people are going to understand. And that's because of how our ideologies and the perceptions are based. There are going to be things that hopefully you will consider. There may be things that you truly maybe just don't agree with. But guess what? That gives an opportunity to discuss through dialogue. And that's why right below there's a thumbs up, thumbs down, there's a comment section. And if there's something that you wish to discuss and you do not want it to be placed under this video, guess what? You have the right to inbox me. And I try to be punctual. And that's what I'm here for. Because you should not spend one day not being the best you. Did you hear what I said? Did you wake up today without a smile on your face? Did you actually have the thought that you were less than? Do you actually believe that you're not lovable? Oh, no, 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 no. You've got to change that up. Because, see, that is nothing but emotional energy being projected on you to justify the behavior from your circle. Who am I talking to? Now I get it. There are there are what 7.3 billion people on this planet, but yet we only use 6% of our brain, even though the scientific community says we use 10. But you never hear anybody say, well, you know what? What about that spirit? Yeah, you know that spirit, that life force that's within you that causes your outer, your physical to respond, maybe voluntary or involuntary. No, we don't talk about that because a lot of people have agendas. A lot of people like to spark emotional triggers. A lot of people like to do things in the guise of darkness and never take accountability. But see, these are also same people that have a hard time going to sleep at night, have a hard time looking at that person in the mirror, have a hard time justifying why they feel the way they do. How about why their reality is a reflection of their thought? Because you do know your reality is a reflection of your state of being. Who am I talking to? You actually think that you walk around crazy? No, no, you're not. But Gerald, you don't understand. I gotta take these pills. I gotta take these pills, Gerald, or I, I don't feel normal. Now let's go back down memory lane, shall we? Do you remember what life was before you was on those pills? And if you do remember what life was before you got on those pills, you also know exactly where that trigger was to put you on those pills. Who am I talking to? But see, I'm a firm believer of this, family. See, the moment that you took your first breath, there was a spiritual seal placed over your life. This seal protected your purpose. This was also going to be the navigation of your direction, as well as the display of your two spiritual gifts. The number one gift was to what? Unconditionally love yourself. The second was free will, the right to choose. So do you think that you actually think that someone would just wake up and say, you know what? I think I'm just gonna wreak havoc wherever I go, just because. Now this is someone with a sound mind. No, no, I doubt that seriously. But we live in a PTSD society. Yes, I know there's some that say, well, Gerald, that's a term that the military coined after Desert Storm. True, but anybody knows if you were raised in a dysfunctional family, and only you know that, then guess what? That postpartum, that stress disorder has been there the whole time. Now, you have to make a choice. You have to make a you have to make a choice to either A, stand still, don't waver, and let life dictate its outcome. Or you can be still, love yourself more, and claim your life back. That's your choice. Because one thing that God did not do is make a victim, and you're not. No matter what your circumstances is. That means you have to have clarity to make sound decisions. Life is not over. You got far more, you have more love and life to live. So if you choose to let another day come and go, guess what? Your dreams are still there. Your challenges are still there. And you know what else is there? All those people that want to keep you there. Because there are those people that are benefiting off of your delay. There are those we know as opportunists. You know what an opportunist is. They're the ones that quickly set you up so that you can fall down to validate their behavior. And when clarity comes, they're the first ones. They're out the door before the jig's up. Why? Because that's truth. That's accountability. And you deserve to be at peace. Now, I know some people say, well, Drew, I'll sleep when I'm dead. But if you're not living your life, you're walking dead. Who am I talking to? But you still believe that generational curses don't exist? You actually believe it? You still think that was just fables? And you still believe that demons aren't real? Okay. Well, who do you think has been sabotaging you? Now, I got it. We got some analytical people that have this mindset of if it's not tangibly in my hand, it's not real. Well, think back to that last disappointment and that response known as pain. You couldn't put that in your hand, but you felt it, right? Why is that? Because it's your spirit. But I understand because they used to say back in the day, if you're scared, say you're scared. But you don't hear people saying that, do you? Mm-mm. There's nothing you don't see people doing. You don't see people using this or these. Instead of using this, they use this. And who pays for it? Those who are unaware, those that were, unfortunately, as we say, in the wrong place at the wrong time. No. How about the family members? Because they're going to be the ones that are going to hold and feel the greatest effect because now there's a void where you once were. How about the people that genuinely gave a damn about you? But you know who won't be there? The people that you gave access to that didn't deserve to hear you breathe. Now, I know some people may say, Gerald, that's kind of hard, don't you think? Truth of the matter is, you have some people that don't even deserve to know your name, let alone walk with you. Because what's at stake, family, is your life story. Now, granted, we have control of how our storyline or our journey plays out, but it's not going to come easy. Oh, it's not. You didn't know that? It don't come easy because it's protected. That's why you always hear people in the religious sect say, God will never give you anything you can't withstand. And that's true. Because if that was not true, that last disappointment you went through, you would still be living that. You wouldn't be where you are now. You wouldn't be hearing my voice now. But that's okay. See, a lot of times what I've come to notice, a big chunk of your life is spent through distraction. And what ends up happening is the portion that's remaining is about the cleanup. It's about the repair. And then, unfortunately, there's a percentage of people that don't even get that. It's over. But guess what? Every person that's connected to you by blood or bone or by spirit will be left trying to figure out what you stood for. Why would you put that burden on them? How about those people that you are connected to that you don't even know? You say, well, how's that possible? How am I connected to people that I don't even know? Those are the people that are going to come behind you. Let's get a little deeper. How about your unborn? You ever thought about that? But here's something that I've been kind of waiting for, not literally, but I hope that before my last day is called and I'm gone, which is no time soon, I hope, that the scientific community, the medical community will acknowledge spirit, your spirit. Will you stop? Lay down. I know I woke you up. Lay down. That's Mr. Man back there. It's letting me know he just woke up out of his sleep. Because that leaves too much of a gap of, well, why does this happen? Why is there no dialogue? Why is there no discussion on the things that should matter to you? But there's so much emphasis on the things that doesn't. Well, unfortunately, family, there are a small percentage of people in the populace that don't want you to have that conclusion. And guess what? They look just like you. It's the truth. It's easy to say, well, that is my enemy, in which you shouldn't have an enemy, and be able to have a strategic plan how to deal with them. You know, the same plan that you have when you have to deal with that coworker that you know that, God, you coming to work today? You should have that instilled in you already. It's part of your character. It's called your moral compass. And if you strip everything away, it's about what's right and wrong. I mentioned this before in past videos where now I understand why Pharrell Williams and Robin Thicke used or titled the song Blurred Lines. Now, this is not a stab at them, but just from a metaphorical sense, isn't that a representation of what's going on in society today? We call it, well, the media likes to call it a gray area. Ain't nothing gray about it. It's all about if you condone or you don't. It's that simple. And guess what? Usually the things that are for you, for your best interest, are going to be the ones that are going to be the choices that are not going to get the support. And oh yeah, think about it. Think about that time that you allowed yourself to do some self-inventory and made a decision for your best interest. And you messed around and wanted to convey that to those that are in your circle. How much support did you get? or you decided to remove a certain behavior. How long did it last? Now, there's no jab at your circle, but you have to admit to yourself, your circle is a direct correlation to how you think and see the world. Otherwise, it would have no value because that is a direct reflection of what's found inside you. Who am I talking to? In other words, if you're in a place inside yourself and you're saying, I'm ready to settle down, I want to be in a committed relationship, but your circle does not reflect that, do you actually think they're going to support it? No, they're going to sabotage it. You know why? Because until you make a commitment to yourself, you can't be in a committed relationship. So therefore, your circle is going to do everything in their power to keep you from what you need to do. Some of y'all know about that are pursuing higher learning. Think about all those times that you were focusing on something and you revealed to your friends, the people that are supposed to love you, what your intentions were. But that phone never stopped ringing, did it? There was always something coming up that was enticing. You know why they did that? Because what they didn't tell you through their mouth, but through their actions was, I'm insecure that you grow. Because if you grow, you're going to outgrow me. Who am I talking to? But they leave you holding the bag if you make a decision. I said, well, you should have had more self-discipline. No, but if you had my best interest, you would have respected what I was doing. So that should tell you, do they really have your best interest? Or are they trying to fulfill their agenda? Something to consider. That's why I think it's kind of funny for those people that are in relationships. You're trying so hard to be in that relationship, aren't you? You're trying to dot your I's and cross your T's. But why are you taking advice from your girlfriend who's single? Why are you looking to your homeboy for what to do? But yet he running the streets. You actually think he wants you to be happy like that? No. He finds happiness when you both are doing what y'all normally do, which really is what? Allowing time to slip away. Now, at the end of the day, family, we are responsible for everything that we do, physically, emotionally, and analytically. That is why it's very imperative that you be cautious but cognitive what you think about and how you display it. That's why your elders would always say, think before you speak. That was conveyed for two reasons. Number one, so you don't have to waste effort having to do damage control. But number two, you can't take it back. Because first impressions are what? Lasting impressions. And if they really had your best interest, they wouldn't put you out there like that to begin with. Who am I talking to? Y'all been friends for over a couple decades. And what's changed? Your last name hasn't changed, but your parents' name. Don't you think that's kind of ironic? But yet your dreams are nipping at you, saying, come on, it's time. It's time. Why do you think you have those vivid dreams you're having? It's to remind you you have work still not completed. So that's where that challenge comes into play. Because guess what? The closer you get to your purpose or correction, the closer you get to your direction, some doors will close. It's kind of like thinking of a think of a uh, like somebody making a cake, right? And they got the bowl with the ingredients, and accidentally something gets in it. They're not gonna dump that whole thing out. No, they're gonna take that part out. They're gonna wick it out. Well, guess what? That still happens. That's what's going on with your life. There are going to be certain paths that you're going to go on by yourself. And I know that terrifies some people because you actually convince yourself that your life is going to be alone. You actually convinced, like, I've gotten comfortable just being me. Maybe the period of time that you're by yourself is the time that you're supposed to be bringing the best you, the real you, the true you out. That's work that has to be fulfilled because that's going to open another door. And you know who's going to be on the other side of that door? The people that genuinely loved you because guess what? They've been there the whole time. But guess what? The person that that's gonna have that key. Yeah, there's a spiritual key, family. Only one person is gonna possess it, and that's the person that's gonna show you the other side of your life. Who am I talking to? But I get it, because some of y'all allow what's going on outside your door to dictate how you feel inside. You say, well, Joe, I don't understand. I mean, that sounds like puppy dogs and roses and stuff, and that ain't that ain't the representation of my reality, of my environment. It's okay to give yourself a little permission on this point right here. Maybe that's not the environment you're supposed to be in all along. Who am I talking to? But it's great for those who benefit from it. It's great for those to watch to see you struggle. It's great for those who only want to waste your time. And that's doing a disservice to yourself. So if I'm wrong for being optimistic, I'm wrong. But I'm here to tell you, I'm not like them. I don't have an agenda. Well, I'm wrong. Let me rewind that. I do have an agenda. And my agenda is to get you to understand. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to feel emotionally safe. But guess what? God didn't tell you to go find your mate. He said prepare for him or her. Hmm. And that's why there's so much chaos going on because we want to take liberties in our hands. We want to control our destiny, thinking that if I do this and I do that, I'll get the result that I want. Notice the keyword want, only to leave you feeling a little disheveled because you realize that's materialistic. And the truth is, it was never what you needed. It's okay. As long as that heart's beating, that's an opportunity to change it up. See, you don't have to give permission to love you, to change your life. You just got to put the work in. How about allowing yourself to reflect? Because you can't reflect if you're getting high. You can't embrace what you need if you're swapping out physical partners. Any fool will lay with you, but only the one can build with you. And trust when I tell you this, because I've seen this play out countless, countless times. Yeah, you can have all the best, all the bells and whistles that's on this planet, but it won't matter to what matters in that heart, because your heart don't lie. That's why lust. That's why lust is a dangerous thing, family. Oh yeah, and guess who uses that? The lion in the brush. You know him as the devil, Satan, Lucifer. He will give you everything you want. That's why it's very important to keep your mind right. Because guess what? He loves your fears too. hmm Yeah. There was a spiritual battle that was going on before you took your first breath as a physical form. You was a spiritual being 1st. Mhm. Why do you think you got those gifts, those natural abilities? And you actually think, well, I just picked it up. No, 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 no. That was spiritually assigned to you when you was in spiritual form. And you will come to understand that those things are going to be tools, maybe for a better understanding, or maybe even opening an opportunity. Now, mind you, there's a difference between an opportunity and an opportunist. See, an opportunist doesn't have loyalty to themselves. They're more or less what we know as, and I'm trying to be PC. See, opportunists, number one flaw is they don't see value of their own existence. So they're very nomadic. But guess what? They don't take accountability for the choices they make. So they're more or less a walking martyr. Well, this happened to me. It is what it is. Instead of taking note what has happened to change the course. That's not your story, family. But I understand it because as long as we keep looking at the flashing lights, is constantly seeing people put on platforms to promote bad behavior. You don't even hear people say this anymore. Well, we need to be more cognitive of what our children see. You don't hear that no more, do you? Because at the end of the day, advertisers can't get paid. They'll throw it right back in your face. Well, I'm not your role model. I'm not your role model. Your parents are. Okay. Non accountability. Can't go around that. And that's what happens when you reap what you sow, too, because you may get over today, but you'll spend part of your life paying for that, getting over it. That's why it doesn't benefit you to take shortcuts in your life, because you'll spend double the amount trying to correct that shortcut because it cuts your life shorter. It wastes your time. But I will say this, though. One of the greatest disservices that you could do as a human being is to wait or assume that your life is based off of someone else's choices and decisions. Well, I'm not gonna be in a relationship with anyone because I still have a flame for Charlie. One day he will see my value, and I want to be there when he does. Don't you realize if that person's meant to be in your life, you'll see him again? And guess what? That's got to come to pass anyway for two reasons. Number one, that connection may may it be short or a span of period of time is to educate you. That's why when you do see people, and you will, trust and believe, you're going to see them. It's going to be your validation if love was there to begin with. That's why a lot of times I hear people say, well, they run into people that they knew, and not one word is said, and they make contact, and they feel this uneasiness about them. That uneasiness is truth. That is truth being revealed. That's why you have more wisdom after time has progressed. But you shouldn't. Don't waste your time. Don't allow one tear to fall for a person that's not willing to catch it. Who am I talking to? And maybe that's the reason why those prescription pills that you have ain't working. It can't fix that one feeling you keep getting. The reason for it is you ain't supposed to be on it. Not. What's required is you have the courage to look at the problem. That in itself is a starting point. You realize how many people go through their life and they've got emotional baggage? Yeah, they got emotional baggage. You're not supposed to be carrying emotional baggage. And as long as you carry that baggage, you know what happens? You basically said, everything I've gone through, everything I've experienced, it was in vain. That's not your story, family. It's not your story. So stop worrying about things that don't have value. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. That's when you go in yourself more. That's why I always tell people stay prayed up. And people, I've had people say, well, but you don't know how to pray. You don't have to have a formal way of praying. It's the moment where you allow your body, your mind to be still and let your heart have a voice. Because remember, it's not God's responsibility to come get you. He created you. So right there, that should let you know how priceless you are. How about how beautiful you are? Why are you basing your physical your physical looks to someone that don't base it off of you? Why are you doing that? But yet we live in a world where the term side chick, side dude, listen, be the exception to the rule, because anybody can be a wannabe, but there's only one of you. So you're gonna give yourself more credit than you deserve. or you're going to define it. Now, here's a trade-off, and I'm going to bring this home. When you are honest with yourself, your life is going to shift. It's going to shift because now you didn't put the devil on notice, and he's going to try to throw everything at you to get you to go back to the mindset that you had before. It's like that spiritual IV. And that IV's got nothing but depression, pain, setback, denial, and it's running through you. Like, no, I need to get you hooked back on there. I need you to get back onto that. I need you to get back on there. So expect that. But if you allow God to be in front of your life, he will block the things you don't know, the situations that were left in place. I call those spiritual landmines, as well as the people that do not have your best interest. They will disappear. And you'll know it too, because you're going to try to reach out, and there'll always be a distraction. There'll be something. But what's going on is that spiritual veil is being placed over you, over your life. That's your angels. And they're like, not this one. But because we have free will, guess what else is happening? Spiritually, you're being covered. So guess what? The people in your circle have the opportunity to change their lives. Maybe you're the one that's going to be the example. You ever thought about that? How you think generational curses transcend through time? You think about it. If family ties are represented by a tree, the branches are the extensions of the people we are connected to by blood. And the fruit is the offshoot. What about the roots? Because not everybody is guaranteed that you're going to be somebody's parent. But that doesn't mean you're not going to be someone's inspiration. So you're going to inspire yourself. First thing to do is to admit to yourself, hey, I love you. I deserve for my dreams to become real. You know what dreams are? Dreams are nothing but manifestations that have not been birthed to this earthly realm. But think about it. Think about all them setbacks you didn't have. Those were manifestations too. You just didn't realize it. Unfortunately, it was just orchestrated by a demonic influence. So take that anguish out your heart. Because I got a feeling somebody's like, you know what? He cheated on me. I got to get revenge. First of all, love yourself more. Love yourself more. And grow. Don't worry. Don't worry when I tell you this. All those people that did not have your best interest, as you progress through life, you will see them. And in the intended time, my mama, guess what's going to happen? They're going to get so compelled, they're going to want to talk to you, even if it means just to say, I'm sorry. Time to love yourself more. How about forgive yourself? Give yourself permission to claim your life back, because until you give yourself permission, they live in it off of your pain. God is praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, it helps me discern mine. So if I'm wrong because you deserve to be happy, hey, guilty as charged. Your life is made to be lived. It's not made for reality TV because your life is priceless. And speaking of reality TV, here's something you might want to consider. Doesn't matter what it is. Next time your favorite show comes on, if you got a DVR, cut it on, cut the mute and mute the sound, and just look at it and tell me how many red flags you see. Peace.